Hey guys, so I am sitting out here on my patio and it's mid-June, summer is basically here, and I just wanted to give you an update on my gardening this year and show you guys how it's doing. Uh, Again, so this is my fourth year at this apartment, and I went kind of overboard again this year. Had way too much stuff and uh, had to give some of it to friends and my parents. But yeah, I will flip the camera around and show you what I have. Alright, so let me get up here so I can see better. This is what I have on this side, and it's a bunch of tomatoes, beans, peas, some squash, kale, eggplant, mint, basil, lemon tree, apple tree. I'll talk about that in a bit. And yeah, so I'll walk you through it real quick. So I have a few different tomato plants. I started pretty much all of this from seed, with the exception of a few things. One, the mint, survived from last summer. I brought it in and it's back this year. The lemon tree I purchased, and the apple tree I grafted, but I'll talk about that later. So yeah, I started all the tomatoes from seeds. I have 3 varieties I'm growing this year. A Brandywine, which you can see here. The Brandywine actually has kind of different shaped leaves. They're more like potato leaves, is what I've heard. And so that's the Brandywine. I've got a Sun Gold cherry tomato. So the Brandywine is like a larger red tomato. This is a Sun Gold cherry tomato, and it's, as the name implies, it's like a yellow small cherry tomato. And this, I think, is a celebrity tomato. So that's also like a kind of normal sized red tomato. And then I have a few more of those same varieties back here. I think mostly the Sun Gold and celebrity. But as you can see, things are doing pretty well. I love the way the tomato plants smell. You see I have a bunch of flowers. There's flowers over there that are starting. But yeah, it's pretty much everything is just beginning to flower. I planted these I seeded them back in like mid-March, I think. So it's taken quite a while, but it's been a pretty cool spring so far, although today and tomorrow are gonna be really hot. So it's one of the reasons I'm taking this video, is because things are just gonna start like taking off, and if I wanted to do another update later, then yeah, things will rapidly progress. So in the back here I've got some peas ready for harvesting. You can see these are sugar snaps. Looking pretty good. They also taste good. So yeah, I have some harvesting to do, which is exciting. Some more down there. In the front, so it's really intensive gardening here. It's maybe a little bit too crowded, but in a way it's good because it gets really windy up here, so having them in close quarters kind of prevents the wind from knocking things over. Yeah, and the peas, I've got these sugar snaps. I guess they're actually called Sugar Ann. I'm blanking on the variety of this pea on the right. I think it's looks like some sort of snow pea. And then there's beans. These are bush bean plants. I've got an eggplant down here. It's called a patio baby. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with those. I have another one over on the other side I'll show you. There's some kale down here. Kale's looking good. Can start harvesting that. This is lacinato kale and like regular curly kale. Some squash here. I think it's like normal zucchini, green squash. So here, let's talk about the apple tree. So the apple, this is a Golden Delicious, and I went to a grafting workshop about, I want to say 2 months ago, which was pretty cool. They got us this dwarf rootstock here, and then they had some clippings from like real apple trees, which we then grafted on, and you can see it's looking a little bit rough actually, but it's sort of taking, and hopefully it'll work, but there are some air gaps there that I'm a little bit worried about. But the buds came out and the leaves came out, so that's a good sign, and we'll see how that does. So apple trees, for those who don't know, you in order to get like known good variety, you need to graft the trees, because you can't just plant the seeds from an apple. They won't grow the same as the parent tree, because it's probably been pollinated by other trees, and I'm not exactly sure the complete reason, but something along those lines. So down here I have my lemon tree, which is blooming. I've had some problems with the fruit dropping off of it, and so I think that's because of uneven watering. It had a really fast draining soil, and it dried out really quickly, so I think I need to water it more consistently and probably repot it. Down here I've got lots of basil, which is, I could probably start harvesting it soon, but in like small-ish quantities. It's doing pretty well. I've got some cuttings of rosemary that I stuck in back there that are doing okay. This was like a really early bush bean that I planted. It's not really going very far, so I'm just gonna take these few beans off and then call it quits on that. I'm not really sure what happened to this. The leaves got all burnt, I guess when I put it outside after bringing it out from inside. Here's my mint. I think this is spearmint. I'd like to get peppermint next actually, but the spearmint's doing pretty well. It was pretty rough over the winter. Didn't like being inside, as most of the plants didn't like being inside. But once it started getting warmer out, it really took off. So I'm gonna go over to the other area and show you what I've got on the other side. Alright, so here we are on the other side. I've got a few more plants, as you can see. I'll go through those real quickly. Another zucchini down here in a pot by itself. Got some cilantro, 2 more lacinato kale plants over here, another Brandywine tomato, another Brandywine tomato, and probably a celebrity over here. This is the lemon tree that I planted from a seed, so it's not going to get flowers like the other one, but I'm hoping that I got the other one with the part of the purpose was to be able to take cuttings from it and graft onto this tree, so hopefully I can get multiple lemon trees from just that one that I purchased. Another tomato plant here, it's got some flowers on it. I've got my cayenne pepper plant is back for another year. This I saved the seeds for this guy. I've been doing that for many years. I just really like the way that the cayenne peppers look. Here, this is another of those patio baby eggplants. It's got one flower coming out on it over here. So yeah, it's exciting. Looking forward to that. I've got another grafted apple tree. This one's doing a bit better. The graft union even actually looks a bit better. Here, can't zoom or focus that well, but yeah. Anyways, the graft looks a little bit better. This one's got a fun name. It's called it's a cider apple called Sir Drunken Tall One. So yeah, and the I can't find any info on it. So if anyone who sees this video knows, please let me know more information on this variety. Got my rosemary back here. This struggled a lot over the winter, but it's back and it's got some new growth. It's looking okay. Then finally my jasmine plant is back for another season. This did better over the winter, and then it's not super happy yet outside, but it's you can see the leaves are a little bit kind of pale-ish, so maybe I need to just give it more time to acclimate. Maybe is lacking some nutrients, I'm not sure, but yeah, so this is it. That's all I have. A lot this year, very intensive square foot gardening. Got like, let's see, how many square feet? Maybe 15? 20? No. I guess, 20-ish square feet. And hopefully we will see what I get out of it. So here. That is good. You guys should garden. Grow your own vegetables. Hey, so I forgot to mention this rain barrel and automatic watering system that I have for watering the plants. And so I wanted to show you guys that real quickly. And also shout out to my brother who watered my plants while I was away for a week. And thanks to him and this watering system that I have, they seem to do fine. I was gone for like 9 days, and I think the weather was reasonably cool and wet, so that helped. But here, let me show you. Just turn this on, and you can see I have a pump in this rain barrel, and the clear tube kind of snakes through all of the different pots, and then I've got sprinklers on each of the pots, and you can see one in action there, and on the apple tree here is drip irrigation. It's not tuned super well. This one you can see is going out of the pot. Fix that. Anyways, that's fun. So the ones that I had before, the drip irrigation tubing was too small of a diameter, and so I'm gonna turn this off. And so the pump didn't have enough pressure for that really small diameter tube, and so I got this large clear flexible stuff, and it's working out pretty well. I just cut a little hole and then pop these sprinkler heads in, and it seems to work reasonably well. Again, I have to like kind of fine tune it, and like every time you add a sprinkler, things can move around and change the pressure and stuff. So oh, also in the back here, I forgot to mention before, those white flowers, I have one columbine plant, so those aren't the flowers for the peas, but yeah, there's one columbine plant. Nice flowers in the back there. I think it's doing really well since the peas are nitrogen fixers, so that's quite happy. But anyways, yeah, I wanted to just mention those few things at the end of the video. And so I hope you enjoyed this, and as my friends down south say, y'all be good.